Preparing for your Pilates exam without stress over 6 months and answering one question every day means learning to read muscles beyond their names and teaching Pilates the way Joseph Pilates intended it to be passed on to others. I am a powerful ribbon, visible when you turn your head, but above all precious when you learn not to pull on your neck. I have two heads. One originates from the manubrium of the sternum. The other originates from the medial third of the clavicle. From there, I run diagonally upward to attach to the mastoid process of the temporal bone and to the lateral part of the superior nuchal line. My role is not only to move the head. When I contract on one side, I rotate your head toward the opposite side and tilt it toward my side. When I work on both sides, I contribute to flexion of the cervical spine, and I can also assist in lifting the sternum, therefore supporting inhalation when the rib cage needs help. And above all, I stabilize. I hold the orientation of the head so that the neck remains long without compression. I am innervated by the accessory nerve 11 for motor control with sensory and proprioceptive input via branches of the cervical nerves, C2 to C3. That is why I react immediately to fatigue, stress, or loss of alignment. I tighten when the brain is seeking safety. On the mat work, in ab prep, I am present right from the very beginning. If you lose craniocervical flexion, you overuse me and push the head forward. But if you start with a micronod, as if you were sliding the occiput far back, I cooperate with the deep neck flexors and become precise, discreet, and useful again. On the reformer, in the 100, I become the guardian of length. If you pull on your neck to hold the legs, I take over too much. If you organize the head rib cage pelvis axis and breathe broadly, I stabilize the head without dominating the movement. On the Cadillac, with the rollback bar or the push-through bar in abdominal work, I teach you one thing. Resist the urge to project the chin forward. I control the position of the head while the spine rolls down so that the flexion comes from the trunk and not from cervical tension. On the stability chair in a teaser, or seated work with the arms, I often work isometrically. I maintain the orientation of the gaze and the verticality of the neck while the center organizes itself. I am not meant to carry the posture, I am meant to refine it. On the arc barrel, in a curl-up or an abdominal series, I can be your indicator. If you feel me burning, it means the flexion is coming from the neck. If instead you feel the abdomen taking over and the throat staying relaxed, the alignment is correct. On the spine corrector, I protect the neck during thoracic extension. I help you keep the head in line without breaking at the cervico-thoracic junction, without looking too far up, without compressing the back of the skull. On the ladder barrel, in a swan or an assisted extension, I remind you of the golden rule. The neck follows the spine. I stabilize, I orient, I correct micro misalignments, but I should never become the main strategy. So, who I'm? The visual answer can be found on page of the book Anatomy and Pilates, Revision and Exam Preparation, The Body from Head to Toe, with all corrections and a fully corrected mock exam by Caroline Bourget de Femini, available in bilingual French and English on Amazon. Good luck with your exam preparation. If this podcast helps you in your practice or your preparation, please leave me 5 stars on Apple Podcasts or other platforms. It's quick, free, and it helps tremendously to introduce it to other Pilates enthusiasts. Thank you for your support.